You were taught that vibration is a poetic way to talk about feelings. That is convenient, but incomplete. Science now shows that your body is literally broadcasting and receiving information all the time. HeartMath and multiple EEG and MEG studies reveal measurable fields produced by the heart and brain that correlate with emotional states. Picture yourself not as a closed box, but as an antenna and a lighthouse at once, emitting a beam that the world reads like a dial. If your beam is noisy, the receiver returns noise. If your beam is coherent, the field reorganizes around that signal. This is not metaphysics alone. It is bioelectromagnetics, autonomic regulation, and the physics of probability all meeting at the edge of your attention. In this video, I will challenge the easy version of manifestation, anchor the claim in research, explain the mechanism of frequency and observation, map emotions to physiology, teach a precise 90-second reset you can use right now, dismantle limiting narratives with neuroplastic tools, and invite you to a simple accountability practice so you can start calibrating your frequency today. Research is not optional background. HeartMath Institute has published work on heart rate variability coherence and its relationship to emotional regulation and decision-making. EEG and MEG labs worldwide show how synchronous neural oscillations predict perception and cognitive states. Studies on gratitude track cortisol reductions and shifts in prefrontal activation. In short, your heart and brain create fields that are measurable and that correlate with the way you feel and the way you act. That means intention without regulation is like typing a message into a phone with a broken antenna. The content may be brilliant, but the signal fails to transmit. When scientists measure coherence, they are looking at phase alignment and amplitude stability. Those are technical words for a simple phenomenon. When your internal rhythms line up, you create a cleaner, more persuasive signal. Translate that into daily life, and you get fewer scattered impulses, clearer choices, and an environment that begins to match the clarity you emit. How does frequency actually influence what collapses into your experience? Think of a classic observer problem in quantum physics, where measurement changes outcome. Replace the particle with possibility and the observer with you. Your attention, coupled with the autonomic state of your body and the patterning of your thoughts, biases which potential outcomes settle into experienced reality. Two people can intend the same objective and get different results because their internal fields are different. Maya wants a promotion and practices aggressive visualization late at night while anxious and depleted. Daniel wants a promotion and tunes his baseline to calm, rehearses credible steps, and makes consistent micro-decisions during the day. They are both observers, but the field reads different frequencies and returns different opportunities. The analogy is not mystical, it is functional. Your nervous system is the instrument through which observation becomes an agent of selection. Emotions are frequencies. Anger and anxiety produce short, shallow breath, tight muscles, a metallic dryness on the tongue, a quickened pulse, and neural noise that interferes with coherent planning. Gratitude and curiosity widen the breath, open the chest, produce a warm flush in the face, a softness behind the eyes, and a calmer heart rhythm that supports integrated thought. Imagine two rooms. In one, sounds are pinging off hard surfaces, glass clinking, light too bright, a microwave whining. In the other, sounds are buffered by curtains, a low hum of steady music, and the light is soft. Your physiology shapes which room you inhabit from the inside out. Biochemically, stress elevates cortisol and catecholamines, which bias attention toward threat and reduce creativity. Coherence reduces cortisol, increases parasympathetic tone, and improves prefrontal regulation. The field you emit then becomes an honest summary of that internal climate. Coherence matters because the field reads patterns, not slogans. Saying a phrase with the mouth while the body signals panic is like scripting harmony and playing dissonance. The field responds to duration and integration. A 1-minute enthusiastic chant will not overcome 8 hours of low-level chronic stress. Coherence as a criterion means that your respiratory rhythm, heart rhythm, posture, and embodied narrative are aligned. That alignment creates a more stable attractor state in the probability landscape of your life. Affirmations often fail because they are verbal attempts at change without somatic integration. To manifest consistently, you need to produce a clear, sustained signature. This explains why people who train resilience and coherence through breath work, somatic practice, and small aligned actions tend to experience more synchronicities and easier paths to goals. They are not magicking things, they are changing the statistical bias in their favor. If you want something concrete, use this 90-second reset. Stand or sit with feet grounded. Feel the contact at the base of your feet and notice the temperature of the air against your skin. Inhale slowly through the nose for 5 seconds, feeling the belly expand like a soft balloon. Notice the subtle vibration in your chest, the slight metallic taste of adrenaline if present, the background noise of the street or room. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale for 7 seconds through parted lips with a soft sound, feeling your shoulders drop, the jaw release, and the scalp loosen. Repeat this cycle for 3 rounds, counting only the breaths. Then place one hand over your heart and one at your navel. Close your eyes and bring to mind a small concrete image of appreciation for 30 seconds. A sun-warmed cup, a voice that helped you, a corner where you felt safe. As you hold that image, let your breathing remain steady. After 90 seconds, open your eyes and say out loud to yourself one short intention phrase that is specific and actionable. Notice the physical changes in posture and voice. That sequence synchronizes breath, heart attention, and motor readiness so that your field is less noisy and your intention has a cleaner channel. Now a brief pause to connect. And to be seen. If you have tried things that did not work before and you felt frustrated or ashamed, that reaction is understandable. Write in the comments, "I am the frequency," if you are willing to try the reset with me, or share the last thing you tried that did not match your experience. Your comment matters because it tells me who this content is for and because it helps others realize they are not alone. Maya, who left a message here last month, wrote that she felt skeptical and then surprised after 3 mornings of practice. Daniel posted a short note about a promotion he did not get until he stopped forcing outcomes and started pacing his energy. Priya, Lucas, Sophia, and Marco have shared micro-victories that guided future videos. Your comment is a small public accountability that changes the social field around your intention and helps me plan new exercises tailored to what you need. Now keep reading because the next section gives practical ways to recondition the baseline that drives your days. Let me illustrate reconditioning with a short exchange. You meet a coach and you say, "I want consistent progress." The coach asks, "What is a small thing you can do daily that signals confidence?" You answer, "I can make 3 deliberate phone calls a week without rehearsing." The coach replies, "Do it for 2 weeks and notice how your field shifts." That kind of dialogue is simple but essential because it creates a pattern of micro-commitments that change neural pathways. Neuroplasticity means the brain rewires with repeated practice. When you combine cognitive framing with embodied repetition, you accelerate rewiring. Repetition builds a new default tone of voice, new breathing habits, new motor memory, and a new social signature that others read. Include a short ritual each morning that integrates posture, voice, and attention. Name it, perform it, and anchor it to sensory cues like a particular cup, a scent, a playlist. Critiques of limiting beliefs are not about shaming past attempts. They are about practical retraining. The narrative, "I am stuck" or "I am not the sort of person," is a story limbic circuits replay. You can interrupt that loop with targeted behaviors and sensory cues. Start with very small wins. Call Hannah about logistics. Send an email that only requires a sentence. Walk for 10 minutes and notice the ground under your feet. Adjust your phone so that the first screen you see is a 3-word reminder of your priority. These tiny changes cause the system to recalibrate. Over weeks, the change compounds. Friends and colleagues notice. Your environment aligns. This is the mechanism of practical manifestation. It is not instant magic. It is smart, consistent engineering of your living signal. What do sustained results look like? People report clearer decisions, unexpected opportunities, more aligned relationships, and reduced friction in daily tasks. In one case, a client named Marco described how stabilizing his morning routine reduced reactionary emails and led to a strategic introduction that seeded a new partnership. Another client, Sophia, found that a daily 2-minute practice lowered her physiological reactivity and produced a different tone at home that softened tense patterns with her partner. These are not just anecdotes. The pattern is consistent with coherence research and with what clinicians see when people develop parasympathetic skill. Stability matters more than intensity. A steady low hum of coherence produces greater attractor power than sporadic bursts of high drama. In closing, remember this concentrated truth. Energy always tells the truth. You are not only what you think, but what you emit. The field reflects your nervous system state, your breath, and your consistent micro-choices. Start by practicing the 90-second reset daily for a week. Use sensory anchors to make it real. Invite friends like Maya, Daniel, Priya, Lucas, Sophia, Marco, Hannah to join you in a small experiment and compare notes. If this episode moved something, write "I am the frequency" in the comments and share one micro step you will take today. For deeper practice, there is a free workbook linked below with step-by-step anchors and a 7-day coherence plan. Subscribe to keep receiving evidence-based tools and community experiments. You do not receive what you want, you receive what you are. Choose now to become the signal you want the world to answer.